today we're playing around with a potential dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I ended up snagging this off of Temu. It was one of my Temu hauls. It's gonna look like this, considering this was about $8. The packaging is like not super cheapy deepy. Y'all know we like a good deal. We like to snag dupes if possible, especially if their quality is gonna be not decent. They have to be really good. What if the formulas are like awesome? It's a real good dupe and you get to save the money. Girl, I don't have the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Y'all already know I have so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I was just like, if I buy it, when am I gonna get around to it? So I ended up snagging this in a haul and I was like, okay, there's like better time than never to try her and see whether or not she's gonna be amazing. I will link her in the description box below. It is a Temu product as I stated, so it's gonna be affordable, and if you like it, you can get it. And if you've had your eye on this palette but you weren't sure whether or not it was worth you spending your money, make sure you watch this entire video because we're gonna figure this out together. Okie dokie artichoke, we are going to prep our lids. I'm gonna use the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in medium. I feel like this shade is gonna be perfection, considering the tones that we have in this palette are pretty much all like warmer tones, and this has a little bit of a warm hue to it. It's not like super warm, but it's definitely warmer than the fair. And I can't use cocoa because cocoa would be a little too dark right now, and I don't want to change up the colors of the eyeshadows. We want to see like true to color, you know? So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna blend out this base, apply it all over the lid, then we're gonna do it on the other eye. But if you haven't seen my dupe video on a potential Urban Decay Naked Smoke palette, it's already live. You should totally check it out. The look came out fantabulous, I'll just tell you that. And here is another look at the palette. I don't know what I want to do. I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush. It's not gonna be too big, it's not gonna be too small. It's like a medium one, somewhere along the middle. I'm gonna dip it into this shade over here. These don't have names, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm gonna make sure I tap out. And I'm gonna concentrate that around here. I'm gently tapping. I'm not blending, I'm just tapping. Wow, that's darker than I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and distribute the eyeshadow I picked up on this brush. And girl, we tapped out a lot, and that's a lot of pigment. We're just gonna kind of tap back and forth, diggy, 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 diggy. And then since most of the product is off of the brush, I'm gonna kind of go back and forth right here just to make sure that we have a decent blend. We have a little bit of product, but not too much. With another medium, a fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip into this orange. I always tap out because some eyeshadows end up being way more pigmented than I planned, and then I'll have like fallout, and then it gets messy, and then I get upset, and then there's a lot of and thens that happen. So I just like proceed with caution. I'm gonna grab an angled shadow brush, and I'm gonna dip it that baby into this kind of cranberry shade. I'll apply her beginning the inner corner here and bring her all the way out. As you guys can see, I'm tapping. I'm not bringing her too far up. It gets kind of messy. Eventually, you'll get a little bit of pigment up there once you start blending. But right now, I want to set that base by tapping the eyeshadow onto it. You see, you can definitely see it's a cranberry shade. I want to keep this inner corner nice and clean right now. Going back to the shade I used initially, I'm gonna kind of dip in there very lightly. I'm gonna drag some of that down here. And I want to add some depth to the eye. Personally speaking, none of these shades are speaking my name when it comes to adding depth. I definitely want to smoke out the eye. So I'm going to use the Formula Z dual-ended pencil that I received in my Ipsy. That video is already live. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you totally do. Because although that bag was only like a $13 bag, it was actually pretty nice. This is what it's going to look like in the end. I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. I used the black liner from the Formula Z dual-ended pencil. I applied some of the black as close to the lash line as possible. I used a very thin, dense brush to smudge that. I gently pulled out to create a faux wing. I repeated those same steps until I got the appropriate smoke and depth. I then intensified how deep and dark the lash line was, but this time I pressed the pencil with the brush instead of blending out. With the pencil, I gently intensified the wing. I pressed that in as well. I applied the same liner on the waterline and smudged with the very same brush. I then used the cream shade to emphasize the wing and clean it out. Do me a favor, don't do what I did. I never closed it and now I have it all over my damn fingers. And then I'm gonna brighten the inner corner also. I'm gonna apply some mascara on the top and bottom lashes. I'm gonna be using the Mellow Way mascara. I really like how the applicator just kind of like bends and folds and moves based on what you're looking for that day and like the angle. And then I'm gonna go in with some falsies. All right, now that my lashes are on, let me go finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and here is the completed look. I've got bronzer, I've got highlight, I've got blush, and I have a lippy. The whole breakdown on what I applied on my skin will be in my Ipsy Glam bag for the month of June unboxing. I highly recommend you go check it out, and the box unboxing is already live too. But I will show you the lipstick. It is the Tres Luce Bullet Lipstick. The name is Nudie Pink. A lot of people are going to be getting this shade. The packaging is everything. I love that freaking blue, but at the same time, the lippy is beautiful, and I paired it, which I didn't, it was like a coinky dinky, you know, like I had no idea that this would pair so great. It's almost like the same, but it's not. I got the Nova Beauty lipstick in Pink Nude 02. So I applied this one on the perimeter, and then I went in with the Tres Luce, and I got this, and it's freaking beautiful. Anyway, let's get back to the palette. Here are my thoughts. I like that the packaging is not cheap. We already went that route. But when you open it up, you're getting a mirror, and then the shades, although they're not like 100% spot on the Naked Heat palette, they performed so well. I did tap out. I had no fallout anywhere on my face, which is freaking phenomenal. They were pigmented, blendable. I did not struggle using this palette to create this eye look. And yes, I used other products in order to achieve the look, but we all do. You don't just go in with an eyeshadow palette and then move on with your life. But considering that this eyeshadow palette is like $8, I am not mad at it, and I'm actually glad that I finally got my hands on it. I can see why this one and the Naked Smoke one would always sell out, because they're actually really good. And having this palette with the similar color story kind of took away the FOMO that I was feeling. All right, you guys, and that is it for today's dupe try on. What do you guys think? Give me your feedback in the comments below. And if you're interested in this palette, I will give you guys like the little code, the item number that you can search for over at temu.com and or the app. I'm not going to include any affiliate information and or links because I don't want you guys to feel like this is sponsored. It's definitely not sponsored. This is something that I'm doing for you guys because I want to try out the product before you run out and spend your money. I really hope you have enjoyed today's try on, and if you're new here, I want to take a moment to invite you to join our little family here on the YouTube by hitting the subscribe button below. I upload 6 days out of the week because I want to make sure that you have fun, ongoing content at all given times. And if you like all things Temu girl, I am going to suggest 2 videos here on screen. I am hoping you'll consider checking out. And if you do, I will see you guys over there. Bye guys.